My name is Maurizio Gucci.
The psychological impact. I was struggling a little bit with with reality at some points because I lived so inside of the character, and also we were in a red zone. So you either went out and there was no people on the streets, or there were some, but our sets were mostly outside. So it felt like, for me, I couldn't tell the difference between a movie set and the real world. And when you're in survival mode on camera all the time, I studied animals actually for this. I studied a house cat, a fox, and a panther. I studied the way that they seduced, the way that they hunted, the way they reproduce, the way that they enjoy themselves. And a house cat has a particular air about it. A fox is quite playful when it hunts. It's almost funny, which is where her humor comes from. And then when she gets served divorce papers, she turns from a fox into a panther. And working with the animal and studying the animal, it changes the way that you move. I had a psychiatric nurse with me towards the end of filming. I will say, though, that when my dogs were taken, that was a whole trauma within itself that took place in Rome on a porch. Was the scene where she's like holding herself down in the bathtub. I stayed down there as long as I could, and when I came up for air, I remember thinking to myself, I want to live. I spent 6 months working on her accent. I started in The Voice 6 months before we started filming. I studied my accent with a real Italian woman that I was with every day. I studied the Lee Strasberg Institute method of acting, which was derived from Stanislavski. The Lee Strasberg Institute, where I'd studied a lot of sense memory technique and Stanislavski. Sense memory technique. I studied Lee Strasberg technique. I've studied Stanislavski, which is also what Lee Strasberg was derived from. I pray for the world all the time. I remember when I first started this, I wrote a letter to myself and I said, I don't need you anymore. There was like a safety element. I like lean in to the suffering. I lean into the chaos. I made him deal with that every fucking day. But I actually...
Still doing it.